We were in a program once where Beckett was in an assisted living facility with a man with Alzheimer's. And the man had not spoken, according to the nurses there, for 2 years. They had not gotten one word out of the man. They wheeled him out into a sunroom, and he sat in the sunroom, and then they wheeled him back, and they fed him, and he ate, and that was pretty much all the interaction they had with him. We brought Beckett in, and they basically told me, don't expect much because we haven't heard anything from him in 2 years. Beckett walked over, and the man started petting him, and after a few minutes, he started talking about this collie he had when he was a little boy, and he went on for a good 15 or 20 minutes. The nurses were in tears because they were like, we've never, he hasn't spoken to 2 years. This is the first response we've had from him. And when you see something like that, I'm just in awe of what these dogs can do. It's just incredible.
What I have seen is that people who are hurting, alone, afraid, can talk to or interact with these animals in a way they can't do with nursing staff. It brings them calm. It sometimes lets them forget their pain. It's a miraculous kind of interaction that they have.
Just petting a dog will lower the blood pressure. It improves your sense of well-being. It decreases depression. It decreases anxiety. It does all kinds of things emotionally and physically.
We decided to join with Therapy Partners because I just realized that AJ had some special talents that I felt like he could share with other people, like not staying when he's supposed to.
Every single time we went to the hospital or went to Health South, sometime during that visit, I knew, you could just see it, that we had made somebody's day.
They know when somebody's hurting emotionally. And my favorite story is about a woman that we visited at Huntsville Hospital who was, she loved dogs, invited Holly up onto the bed with her, and Holly obliged, and then while we were in there, the woman had a caregiver to come in and give her some bad news. And the woman started tearing up, and Holly went from being at her side to just creeping right up to her chest and put her head right down on her chest and consoled that woman. And it was just absolutely wonderful to be a part of that experience.
One of the neat things about dogs is they can read people. They can read your emotional state, your mood. And it's a wonderful thing because he can see a situation, as I said, with this little boy in school, where here we've got a very troubled little boy, and he knew that. Beckett's one of those dogs that doesn't normally cuddle a lot unless he knows you really well. But this little boy, the minute he came in, Beckett knew something was wrong, and Beckett was in this boy's lap and just nestling into him in a way that was just, it touched me, and I know the little boy felt better when he left. He started out in a mood that was just very depressed and very sad. He left with a smile on his face. He left out, and all he did was just pet this dog. It just makes your heart feel good when you see something like that.
When the children come to visit with AJ and I at Hospice Family Care, there's a licensed counselor in the room, and a lot of times the children start out by talking about their own animals, how the animal is similar or different from AJ, how many animals they have, and that generally opens a conversation about the loved one that they've lost, whether it was a parent or a sibling that liked animals or didn't like animals, and we can talk about that loss, and they can talk about the grief that they're feeling, and that allows the healing to begin.
When Clancy and I visited a patient, this was her task, not mine. I was there to, basically facilitate it, to get her there. You know, if they'd give her a driver's license, I wouldn't even have had to take her because she knew what she was doing. And she was the one who did the interaction. I can't. I'm not a people person. She was. And she was able to do that and wanted to do that. And I was so proud of her.
We keep getting increasingly technology-oriented, and the more high-tech you go, the more high-touch you need.
Once they meet the animals, once they see the program, we have never had a facility turn us down or not ask for us to bring in more teams because they see how much good it does.
It's a program where we can use animals, our companion animals, to reach the hearts of other people, to help people that are sometimes in crisis, sometimes just in need. Sometimes people just need that comfort. And we're using our dogs to provide that comfort, that love in a way that, as I said, people can't always do it. Sometimes it's not enough for a person to do it, or sometimes it can't be received from a person, but they can talk to the dog, they can love on the dog, and that's something they can't accept.
That interaction is vital to us all because we are all, to some extent, connected, and this is a way to see that, to feel that, and it helps us, fit into the world a little bit better.